Welcome back, my feral fam. This episode's going to be a little different. We're going to break into my notepad. And I'm going to share a little bit of reflecting that I've been doing. So, I've been on this healing journey and just figuring out life. So, before I begin, I do want to offer a content warning. This episode does include real experiences of my childhood abuse, neglect, addiction, and violence. There will be no graphic detail for shock value, just honesty. So please listen gently with yourself if you feel like you can't hear some of the things that I've experienced. Please don't listen. Just pause it. Skip on to the next. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable by sharing my story, but I do feel like I might make someone feel a little better by hearing it as well. So we're going to dive into it. Feral frequency has given me the strength to be honest with myself about some of the things that have happened to me without being exploited or re-traumatized. So I've decided that there's nothing I won't be saying when it comes to these episodes. I'm not here to point fingers or relive pain for entertainment, because I've realized that silence keeps patterns alive and speaking them breaks them, and being silent only protects them. It doesn't heal you. Memory is like a courtroom transcript. It's a body-held experience that you remember through all of your senses. I have learned at a very young age that my feelings were inconvenient, that my needs were too much, and that love can be taken away without warning. I was physically abused, emotionally abused. I was shaped by inconsistency and absence and emotional unpredictability. I became that child that listened for footsteps, the child who learned to read tones, not just words, the child that learned being quiet was safer than being seen. And no one sat with me in my tears and my bruises. No one taught me how to regulate my emotions. And most of all, no one noticed how early I stopped asking for help. I'm not going to get into specifics of my abuse just yet. I just want to share a little bit of my reflection on how it can affect a person. And what no one tells you is that your childhood doesn't end when you grow up. It echoes. It shows up in your relationships, in your nervous system, and in your need to be everything for everyone or to simply disappear. Even now, my body reacts before my mind understands why. Loud voices feel like danger, and silence feels like abandonment, and calm feels unfamiliar. For years, I was told I was too sensitive, too reactive, and simply too much, or doing the most. I thought I was broken. But this childhood of mine didn't stay in the past. It did follow me. It did echo, and it followed me into my relationships, into my self-worth, into my parenting, into my inability to rest without guilt. I confused intensity with love. I stayed where I had to earn care, and I mistook manipulation for connection. I kept trying to recreate this feeling, hoping this time that someone would stay. And healing for me now looks like setting boundaries and resting and choosing myself over blind loyalty. I'm not telling this story to forgive anyone other than myself. And I'm telling it to understand myself more. The patterns that I developed were not failures. They were strategies that I felt I needed to keep me alive. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're not too much. You're not too sensitive, and you're not doing the most. Your body does exactly what it needs to do to survive. So I want to thank you for holding this space for me, my amazing feral fam. And buckle up, because next episode we're diving in. We're diving in deep. We're going to touch bases on specific events, and I might cry. I might call a friend to sit in with me while I tell this story, but I will be telling it. And I'm very excited. So stay tuned. Until next time, stay feral.